Low Take Jho, often known as Jho Low, enjoyed a lavish life before he was sought after for his participation in 1MDB. This includes paying to party with famous people like Leonardo DiCaprio and courting supermodel Miranda Kerr. Known by his stage name Jho Low and as the Asian Great Gatsby, is thought to be the brains behind the 1MDB embezzlement crisis that has shocked the business world. Welcome to the channel, subscribe and get ready to dive deep into Jho Low. Phenomenal is simply not a word that can showcase the scope of what this man made possible in his life. Chinese-Malaysian affluent family was Low's place of birth. He is of Teochew ancestry and was raised in Penang Islands, Georgetown. He has always kept his family out of the public eye. Having been born in Guangdong, China, his grandfather Low Meng Tak was a successful merchant. In Thailand's 1960s and 1970s, Meng Tak had investments in real estate and Thailand, Malaysia and Hong Kong, as well as in the mining and distillation of alcoholic beverages. MWE Holdings was created by Low's father, Tan Sri Larry Low Hock Peng, a businessman. In a family of three, Low was the youngest. He attended Chung Ling High School and the International School of Penang before being accepted into London's prestigious Harrow School. Former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru are just a couple of noteworthy graduates from the school. He took advantage of the opportunity to mingle with pupils from wealthy backgrounds, notably Middle Eastern and Bruneian royals. He formed a tight relationship with Riza Aziz, the stepson of former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, while he was living in London. Low next enrolled at the University of Pennsylvania Wharton School's undergraduate program, where he continued to forge relationships with Malaysians as well as other Kuwaiti and Jordanian interests and started managing money for his friends and family. He earned his Wharton degree in 2005. The craziest things is that how did he still amass so much wealth? How this tiny play his cards? Jho first started fantasizing of having his own yacht, private island and solid gold toilet when he was just a young boy. He started working because he realized he had to make a lot of money if he wanted to live a high life. Jho, however, had a different plan and didn't put the same amount of effort as the rest of us suckers. He discovered that having one was the best strategy for amassing wealth. He then started using people's money carelessly, borrowing money, making up data, and basically acting like a cunning little demon. In a short period of time, Jho had accumulated enough wealth to make Scrooge McDuck blush. He was living a life of luxury, partying with celebrities, sailing about on his yacht, and purchasing expensive real estate like it was going out of style. Even his own private jet was available for him to utilize when he toured the globe in style. Diving in more deeply, he had a very interesting build and portfolio. The multi-billion-dollar financial venture Gatsby had a gamble, which involves an intricate web of offshore shell firms, A-list celebrities, the Middle East, and Wall Street is thought to have been orchestrated by Malaysian businessman Jho Low. Jho's fun, however, came to an end when the authorities discovered his little scheme, as is the case with all good things. They were less than pleased to see that he had been concealing his illicit earnings via a convoluted web of dummy companies and offshore accounts. He started off with in 2006 purchase of a deluxe high-rise apartment complex in Kuala Lumpur by the Kuwait financial house for $87 million was Low's first significant transaction. According to the New York Times, by 2007, Low had formed an investment group that included a Malaysian prince, a Kuwaiti sheikh, and a friend from the United Arab Emirates who went on to become ambassador to the United States and Mexico and is now one of the most powerful right-hand persons for the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. By 2010, Low had combined his wealth into Jinwell Capital, of which he served as the primary manager. As manager of Jinwell, Low developed connections with some of the biggest and most famous sovereign wealth funds in the world, such as Kuwaiti Investment Authority and Mubadala Development Co. of Abu Dhabi. Jinwell is associated with transactions such as the purchase of the Park Lane Hotel in New York for $660 million in 2013 and the Witkoff Group and Mubadala, the purchase of Coastal Energy for $2.2 billion in 2014, and the purchase of EMI's music publishing business for $2.2 billion with the Blackstone Group, Sony Corporation and Mubadala in 2012. In October 2014, Jinwell Capital attempted to acquire Reebok from Adidas AG for $2.2 billion. Low was the chief architect of that effort. Red Granite Pictures, a Hollywood production business behind movies including Wolf of Wall Street and Dumb and Dumber 2, was founded by Aziz with the assistance of Low. Both in 2013 and 2016, the US government took legal proceedings to recover the rights to both films. It was agreed upon in the settlement that the payment should not be interpreted as an acknowledgement of wrongdoing or guilt on the part of Red Granite when the claims were resolved in August 2018. As a financial intermediary in 2019, Low was able to leverage his contacts to wealthy people and international organizations to launder the money that had been stolen through manipulation of the One Malaysia development Berhad, according to US investigators pursuing him. So how did he go to becoming one of the most wanted men ever, especially after feeling as if he has built success? Investigators have been looking into the 3-year-old theft of money from Malaysia's quasi-sovereign wealth fund, One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB, and how it was used to buy luxury yachts, foreign real estate, and even the production of Hollywood movies. Even the personal bank account of the recently detained former Prime Minister Najib Razak, who is accused of money laundering, criminal breach of trust, and abuse of power, saw money flowing into it. Most people agree that Low, who is now 36, was in charge of 1MDB's finances. Since all Malaysians, whether of Malay, Indian or Chinese background, were to benefit from the 1MDB fund's investments in green, energy and tourism that produced high-quality jobs, the slogan One Malaysia was chosen. The fund will draw funds from the Middle East and borrow more money from international markets, Low assured the Prime Minister. He did, however, have another selling point, which Najib, who was ambitious, found to be quite alluring. Why not also use the fund as a means of raising political funding? Low assured that 1MDB's profits will replenish Najib's war chest, allowing him to reward voters and political allies and re-establish UMNO's support. To use a term from the business sector, such expenditures by 1MDB would appear to be part of its corporate social responsibility program. In places where UMNO needed support, the fund's charitable arm would give out scholarships and construct inexpensive homes. Additionally, Low assured Najib that Middle Eastern countries would consider Malaysia as a prized ally in Asia as a result of their investments in the fund and would support Najib's government with a steady stream of political donations. Was this young entrepreneur, who had just graduated from college and had a very limited track record, actually capable of attracting Arab investment? He had a good network, but would these strong Middle Eastern kingdoms provide billions of dollars to the 1MDB fund merely at Low's request? Exactly why did they require him as a broker? Low was making every effort to appear indispensable, and the encounter with Prince Turki on the Alpha Nero in August was intended to reinforce that impression. Najib Razak was Malaysia's former prime minister until the $4.5 billion 1MDB scandal brought him down. In July, he was found guilty and given a 12-year prison sentence, which is appealable in the first of numerous trials over his role in the fund's theft. Multinational investment giant Goldman Sachs, frequently seen as untouchable, has also been compelled to pay out billions of dollars to financial regulators all around the world, including in Malaysia and the United States, after being accused of bribing corrupt foreign officials to secure 1MDB business. Despite the scandal, certain 1MDB projects are still in progress, including the transportation hub and a new financial district proposal. The Finance Ministry has taken over the fund's assets and debts, but it has been reduced to a mere shell. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, some persons have kept silent out of concern for reprisals. China disputes the Malaysian government's assertion that Low is currently residing in Macau. Thank you for watching and follow for more. Jho fled, but he had left a legacy of excess and indulgence that endures to this day.